Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Imbus here, another episode of Magic Duels. So for today's episode we are back with the Prowess deck. So I decided to keep this hand, it's not too bad. I mean, we've got the Stormchaser Mage, an Expedite, a Slip Through Space and a Telling Time. So I was actually kind of like fairly happy just to keep the 2 mana hand here. Okay, it's almost been paid off just by drawing the 3rd mana there anyway to get the Jhessian Thief. So we can play out Stormchaser Mage. Next turn, we've then got the option to either Slip Through Space, Telling Time, something like that. We probably want to Slip Through Space the Jhessian Thief though, if possible, just because that will get us the extra card and also the Prowess on both of our creatures here. So if we can swing here, there we go, marvellous. So we're just going to swing with the Stormchaser Mage for now. I kind of want to save the Telling Time for when I start running out of things to do. So maybe if he's able to remove my Stormchaser Mage or my Jhessian Thief, for example. So he's done nothing there. So what we'll do is just drop another mana. We'll swing with the Stormchaser Mage. There we go. If he answers it with anything, so tries to destroy it or pump it up, we do have spells which can help it out, but didn't need to. So we're just going to play out the Jhessian Thief here. Very nice. So yeah, next turn we're probably going to Slip Through Space the Jhessian Thief. We've then got a Rush of Adrenaline or a Telling Time after that to either pump them up further or save them from removal, things like that. So who are we playing first of all? Sorry, I forgot to check that. We're playing the rank 31 Ming Chichachi, I believe that is. So let's just Slip Through Space the Jhessian Thief for now. And then we'll hold open everything else. And we've got ourselves a Wandering Fumarole. It's quite nice. I think we'll just swing here. We're also going to Telling Time because, you know, why not? We've still got the Rush of Adrenaline or the Expedite in case we need to pump these up further. So what else has he got? Blessed Alliance. So what does that one do? So target opponent sacrifices an attacking creature. So which one do I sacrifice here then? Do I sacrifice the Stormchaser Mage or the Jhessian Thief? I'm thinking probably just the... They've both got 1 attack, so they're both pretty equal in that regards. So I'm thinking maybe just the Jhessian Thief. We've got plenty of other card draw, so not too fussed by that. So yeah, we'll have the second Jhessian Thief, thank you very much. I kind of feel a little bit justified doing that now. So I'll just push through the 3 damage here because we want to Expedite the Jhessian Thief next turn. Very nice indeed. So that worked out pretty well for us. How many of these did he get? Up to 3 with the Blessed Alliance. So he is going to play out the Sylvan Advocate. So I don't think he can afford... No, he can't afford to play another... So I'm going to play out the island here. Reason being is that we want... that's annoying. I don't have the double red mana, unfortunately. So I could have possibly done with playing out Wandering Fumarole there. Although if we Expedite you... Is it worth Expediting? Or Rush... Nah. Could just Telling Time, I suppose, to push through a bit more damage. Yeah, there's almost no point Expediting the Jhessian Thief there because it's not going to trade with the Sylvan Advocate. So it's Telling Time here. Yeah, it's not going to trade with the Sylvan Advocate as it is, and yeah, we have no other way of pumping it up. So we'll grab the other Stormchaser Mage. I think we'll probably grab the Fiery Impulse. I think Bedlam Reveler is probably the least useful out of all of them. So that's quite a nice card to see. So probably want to play out the Wandering... In hindsight, should have played out the Wandering Fumarole maybe, but to get the second red source down. So he has played out a Rex Age, not something we have to worry about. So yeah, we couldn't, unfortunately last time we couldn't play out both the Expedite and the Rush of Adrenaline, so let's play out the Wandering Fumarole here. And I think we're going to swing with both of these because we don't really want to play out Stormchaser Mage this turn. Let's see what he does. So he's going to block that one, and he's going to double block, okay. So at the moment they're pushing through 4 damage, so I think we're just going to Rush of Adrenaline here, which should push it out of range of both of their attacks and still push through damage. Yes, it won't quite push through damage unfortunately, but it will allow it to survive, which is good for us. So I'm surprised he decided to double block there. I would have thought that would have been, you know, a chump block opportunity, really. So he's going to telling time here. He's searching for an answer to our aggression here. So we do now have the double red down, which is good for us. Also have the Stormchaser Mage, so we can play that. Potentially something like a Fiery Impulse if he plays out a creature, just to trigger the Prowess across the board. So he's a fan of Evolving Wild, so he's going to get himself a basic mana of some description. What colours he got? More blue. So we've got white, blue and green. It's a very odd combination. I've not really seen a theme for this guy's deck, so it's very odd. Let's play out the Stormchaser Mage. And you know what? We may as well just Expedite here and see what we find. Because it's already got haste, so I'm not really too fussed by that. Plus we can now potentially Fiery Impulse one of our own creatures if we need to. If this doesn't draw us something better, which it did not. So are we pushing through lethal? No, we are not. But do I Fiery Impulse one of my own creatures? I think that's a little bit reckless. So we're just going to push through the 6 damage there. We will draw an additional card from the Jhessian Thief, so we have got ourselves a rush of adrenaline for next turn, which is good. So we do have we do now have lethal on the board. So he needs a sweeper. So he could have a planar outburst here. He has got enough mana for it. But we also have the Wandering Fumarole to push through for lethal as well in that regards. So we're just going to attack. Rush of Adrenaline. You. What's he got in response? So he does have the Spell Queller, which is whenever Spell Queller enters the battlefield, exile target spell with converted mana cost 4 or less. When Spell Queller leaves the battlefield, the exile card's owner may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Okay, so he's going to be able to exile that one. So he's going to exile my Rush of Adrenaline, so we are just going to pop down the Fiery Impulse on top of it. So what's he got in response? He can't have a counter because he doesn't have double blue, and he's got another Spell Queller. So he's going to counter that one, so we're just going to counter the second Spell Queller. Trying to figure out, is that the right one? I think it is. So that one's going to... So we've basically pushed through lethal here. You know, we've used up 2 Fiery Impulses to kill his Spell Quellers, and he's got no blockers at this point. And we're just going to get both of these back pretty much straight away from them leaving the battlefield, I believe. But we've got lethal going through regardless. Did I accidentally use... Oh, I must have accidentally used... it doesn't matter, we've got lethal anyway, but I must have accidentally used 2 Fiery Impulses on the same Spell Queller, which was a bit silly of me. I thought I'd done that, but I couldn't figure out at the time which one it was. There were so many arrows flying around. But we got lethal anyway, so let's move on to game number 2. Okay guys, here we are for game number 2. I completely missed who we were playing there because I was looking at my phone, so I apologise for that. This is an okay opening hand. I'm going to keep it. I mean, we've got the 3 aggressive creatures, so all we really need to draw into now are some of our prowess triggers, basically. So we'll get the Stormchaser Mage down on turn 2, potential Mage-Ring Bully down on turn 3, depending on what we find. Okay, that's kind of cool. We got a second red mana, so it's not the end of the world there with the Sulfur Falls. So we could really do with finding ourselves, say, like an Expedite or something like that to drop on top of the Mage-Ring Bully. Here we're playing. We're playing the rank 26 Devon Armstrong 2. So let's see what we get here. So he's put out a Blister Pod. So, don't know, he could be playing like an Emerge deck, which is the deck that I'm really thinking of playing for Friday night. So next week's deck will be an Emerge deck. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. Haven't started putting it together yet, so it's my job for the next couple of days when I get time. So he's going to swing for 1 with the Blister Pod. So what are we going to draw? Don't really want mana. Excellent, that's actually pretty good. So we're going to drop the Stormchaser Mage here. So yeah, this is a Prowess trigger that we've now got in hand, which is good. It's going to make our Bedlam Reveler cheaper, all sorts of good stuff. So let's just swing with the old Stormchaser Mage. So I haven't seen any kind of... I've only seen blue and green so far, so that's indicating to me no mass removal, so no sweepers. Neither of these. We've got white, so we could be seeing sweeper now. I still don't know what kind of deck this guy's playing. Like I said, all we've really seen so far is a blister pod and a telling time, so it's a bit of a mystery. Oh yes, we've got an Expedite, so we're going to play out the Sulfur Falls, play out the Mage-Ring Bully, then we'll also play out the Expedite. So yeah, this deck would have had a lot more trouble with the old priority bugs, just by the fact that things like activating that Expedite there would have been a bit more problematic. We also have a slip through space for next turn, which is also quite nice. So you could potentially drop that onto our Mage-Ring Bully next turn, preventing him being blocked by the blister pod. Draw an additional card, all that good stuff. Okay, we do have the Gideon here, so we probably want to be able to deal with him pretty rapidly. So I'm probably going to slip through space my Mage-Ring Bully and Fiery Impulse down that, just so I can deal with... Oh, we've also got the Rush of Adrenaline, which is quite useful. So I can play out... Yeah, I can play out my second Mage-Ring Bully here. I'm going to slip through space you. So this is going to have 4 damage. Got on Telling Time, which is actually pretty useful. We're just going to Fiery Impulse the Knight token, which will make you a 4/4. And we'll just push through 3 additional damage. Fortunately, this guy's not doing anything this turn. So we'll just swing with you at a Gideon, and you'll go through to his face. So we're going to take him down to 11. And kill Gideon in the process, which, you know, is pretty fantastic. Deal with Gideon the turn he drops is always a big bonus. You don't want him getting underway. So he's got a Jace down next, okay. So he can either bounce back a creature, so he's going to bounce back my second Mage-Ring Bully. Okay, fair enough. So he's down at 3 health, so I could pretty much just deal with Jace straight away here. So I'm going to Telling Time first, just in case we find something good here, which will immediately prowess these guys. Oh, Mercurial Geists is definitely a keeper, and Fiery Impulse can definitely go on top of our library. So I think we're just going to... So you're going to swing at Jace. You're going to swing at face, you will swing at Jace. Reason being is that if we add this up, so if he blocks with, say, the Blister Pod, for example, we can drop the Rush of Adrenaline on top of the Mage-Ring Bully. There we go. Push through more damage to his face. And then also kill Jace at the same time. So that's worked out pretty well for us. So we get to push through a reasonable amount of damage. And then, yep, we may as well just play out the Mage-Ring Bully as well, because why not? So we will get a Fiery Impulse next turn to deal with you, in case we need that. So he's played out Drowner of Hope, so he can put 2 Eldrazi Silent Creature tokens onto the battlefield. They have sacrifice this creature, add colourless mana to your mana pool. Sorry, you can also sacrifice an Eldrazi Silent to tap down a creature. So in theory, he could tap down all of my creatures here. So is he going to do that? I'm assuming he is. So he's going to tap down my Stormchaser Mage. So he's going to swing. We're going to swing with both of these, and then I'm going to see what he does here, because if he decides to block, which he does, so he's going to Fiery Impulse down you, which will Prowess and kill this one. So we're good for next turn. So kill his Drowner of Hope. You know, we had to sacrifice a Mage-Ring Bully for it, but I think that's a pretty good trade. And we'll just play out the Mercurial Geists, just so that we've got the potential to play Bedlam Reveler next turn. So he's down at 6. Okay, we've got an Oblivion Sower, so he's going to be able to steal some of my mana, but all I really need at this point is, so he got 1 mana from me, and we lost a couple of my Prowess triggers, but I think we should be okay. Because we've got the Bedlam Reveler to potentially help us out. We have the Docent of Perfection. I'd love to be able to play both of these, so I'm just going to swing with... Oh, I have to swing with all of these, actually, so we're going to be able to connect for 2 this turn. So he's going to block my Mage-Ring Bully. May as well just play out the Docent of Perfection. Allows us to threaten lethal on the board. So I don't really mind if the Oblivion Sower wants to swing at our face. He's played a Nissa, so he's going to be able to flip her. So he's got the mana, which allows him to flip Nissa. I don't know what else is in hand. He's got basically 2 opportunities to win this game here because we have we're threatening lethal with our 3 flying creatures. He's found Talia. Not really too fussed by that as we've already got the creatures in play. And we've got Tomeo. So which one can he do here? Tap up to 2 target non-land permanents. They don't untap during your opponent's next untap step. Okay, that is okay for now. So these 2 don't untap, unfortunately, and he's then played out Talia. So it's a 3/2 first striker. He can swing with the Oblivion Sower, which he so chooses to do. So at this point, we need something like our... What am I looking for? I haven't actually seen it yet. Rush of Adrenaline would be perfect. We're not going to find it. Play out Wandering Fumarole and then also play out Bedlam Reveler. Comes down for only 2 mana, so we get to draw 3 cards here. Is it going to be enough? We do have the... So I'm going to go for the Telling Time here, which will obviously trigger... what's I'm looking for? This will trigger the Stormchaser Mage once, but we could also find the Rush of Adrenaline. We do get a Wizard out of this as well, thanks to our Docent, which is there. Oh no, unfortunately it does come in tapped. Ugh, that's annoying. Do we grab the Mountain? Yeah, I think we grab the Mountain. And then Mercurial Geists can go on top. Did we already play the mana this turn? We must have done already. That's annoying. So we're just going to swing for 2. I mean, I could have killed Tomeo there, I suppose, but I need to kind of like keep going for face. So he's going to be able to swing for 8 here. So he's going to be able to choose these 2 creatures, and it will draw him a card, but then he's not really got much else. We've got a lot of flyers on the board. We've got a Telling Time. So he's going to swing for 8. Tomeo's already been used up, so we don't have to worry about any of our creatures being tapped down. Oh no, he will draw... I forgot, he'll draw 2 cards, won't he? I should have killed Tomeo there. That was a bit silly of me. So he's now got 2 potential responses. We might even see something like Planar Outburst is what I was expecting there. So yeah, I feel a bit silly for not dealing with the Tomeo now. That is completely my fault. I completely forgot about Tomeo's second ability, having not actually played her yet. So we do have the Jhessian Thief to play out here. We do have the Mercurial Geists. What do I do here? I mean, he's threatening lethal, isn't he? So yeah, we kind of need to play out at least 2 creatures here, ideally, I think. I don't think it's going to be possible, so we're going to Telling Time. Yeah, that was completely my fault, guys. I realised what I should have done there. We'll get the Expedite and the Rush of Adrenaline. Let's try it. This is our only chance of winning if he kind of like goes full retard here. So we're going to swing. You never know. He may like think, oh no, he's not won here. This is a desperation move. I doubt it, but so he's double blocked. No, he's been clever here. So yeah, we're just gonna lose here at this point, I think. So this we get up to 6 damage, so it's not quite enough to kill both of his 5 attack creatures, unfortunately. I think if we played out the Mercurial Geists there rather than the... Oh, no, did I have the Expedite there? I don't know, but yeah, I think if we played out Mercurial Geists we would have won, I think, but that's annoying. I should have killed that Tomeo when I had the chance. I thought it was the sensible option to go for face. Turns out it was not, so let's move on to game number 3. Okay guys, here we are for the final game of today. We're playing the rank 22 Dark Crusader. Yeah, having thought about it, I think I definitely would have won that last game if I had played out the Mercurial Geists rather than the Jhessian Thief, just because it would have been completely unblockable by any of his creatures, and I would have had the Expedite, I think. So yeah, that's a bit annoying, but I think I messed up a little bit there. So I think we're going to go for Mage-Ring Bully this turn, Abbot of Keral Keep next turn potentially. So yeah, we've got green and black so far, so maybe Golgari Control, could also be elves. So we'll drop the Mage-Ring Bully. We could potentially Abbot of Keral Keep into an Expedite next turn. But what we want to do at the moment is keep open the Rush of Adrenaline, I think. If he plays out a creature that can trade with the Mage-Ring Bully, we want to be able to... Okay, so we've got a Deathbridge Shaman. So that's something that I think we could potentially trade with here. Yes, so let's play out the island. Was that a sensible option? I should have played out the Sulfur Falls there. So we'll swing. He has to block, and then we're just going to Rush of Adrenaline to keep it alive. Does he block? Yes, he does. So we Rush of Adrenaline, which puts it out of range. Okay, so there we go. So we have to discard a card, I believe. What do we toss away? So we have to discard a card. Which one do we get rid of? I think the Sulfur Falls is probably the least useful here. I mean, we've got enough mana, and I'm probably just going to Telling Time on his end step here to draw a card. So yeah, I should have played out the Sulfur Falls before. We would have had a better mix of mana that way. Okay, so he's played out Nissa, so yeah, we're definitely looking at like elves, I think. So we're going to have Telling Time here. Come on, there we go. See what we find. So we probably want a mana out of this, ideally. So yeah, we'll grab the mountain, and do we grab the Slip Through Space or Stormchaser Mage? I actually think in this case the Slip Through Space is probably the better option. Saying that, nah, Stormchaser Mage may have been better. Oh, I don't know, that was a tough choice. So we'll play out the Abbot here and see what we find. It's going to be my exiled card. If it's a mana, I shouldn't have played out a mana because I've just remembered that. Yeah, that was a bit silly of me. Could have played out that mountain, but that is okay. We don't need that 5th mana regardless. So, do I kill Nissa here or do I be aggressive? So, which one do I Slip Through Space? But I suppose it doesn't really matter because only one of these is going to be able to be unblockable. The other one is going to get blocked by the plant. So, yeah, if we just give you Slip Through Space. And we get Telling Time, which is actually quite nice. So, Nissa or face? I'm probably going to take out Nissa here. Just because... what am I doing? I just blocked, like... that was silly of me. So I've just wasted 4 damage there. Or the potential to destroy one of his tokens, because I wasn't thinking. That should have gone to face, that should have gone to Nissa. He would have then potentially blocked the Mage-Ring Bully rather than just letting both of them go through. Murderous Compulsion is okay. Not something I'm too fussed about. Still got the Abbot of Keral Keep, so that's okay. Play out the Highland Lake here. So let's Telling Time, see what we find. Triggers the Prowess. We'll grab the Slip Through Space, and we'll also put the Bedlam Reveler on top of our library. So do I just Fiery Impulse that down, or do I Rush of Adrenaline? Depends if he blocks or not, actually. So he's going to block, so I think we will rush your Adrenaline this turn. So we're going to push through 5 damage. Yeah, I should have killed that plant token before. We could have pushed through some more damage, but unfortunately I did not think straight there. It's been a long day at work, guys. You gotta forgive me sometimes. So he's playing like the Rex Sage, which is a good target for our Fiery Impulse. How many instants or sorceries have we got right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be, what, 2 mana? Okay, that's pretty cool. So I can cast Bedlam Reveler, or do I slip? No, I slip through space first, then Fiery Impulse, then Bedlam Reveler. Okay, we have to, actually, we're gonna have to see what we get with the slip through space first. Fiery Impulse, okay, so I think we just have to waste a Fiery Impulse here, unfortunately, because I've got no other target for it. So we have to destroy you, swing for 4. There we go, and then we're just going to play out the Bedlam Reveler. Take him down to 7. So yeah, we've definitely played like an elf deck, I think this was. I suppose we could have targeted the Bedlam Reveler with a Fiery Impulse. That may have been slightly better. But we have got an Abbot, and he's just decided to leave the game. Okay, so at least we finished on a high. Yeah, I made a massive mistake in that last game, and I'm really annoyed for it now that I did not kill that Tomeo while I had the chance. To be fair, he could have also, like, you know, found that what's the word I'm looking for? The planar outburst off the top anyway. So, you know, it could have still gone to pot. And then my second mistake was not playing out the Mercurial Geists with the evasion. So again, a couple of crucial mistakes there, which I think lost that second game for me. But you know, it's a game. You can't really get annoyed too much, you know. It's just one rank. I'm having fun. This was a fun deck. I really enjoyed it. We had, you know, I won a lot of games with this deck. So what are we up to now? What's my rank? See, I'm up to 24 now, so I've gone from like 10, I've gone from like 15, 16 up to 24 with this deck, so it's been pretty effective. I've only lost 1 or 2 games, mostly down to my own inadequacies more than anything, so yeah, it's been a very, very fun deck. But I shall leave it here for now. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.